I'm a cyber intelligence analyst. What am I going to do out there? I need a computer. What am I going to do out there?
Do what you was trying to do with the damn gun and shoot some damn body.
It's over. It's over by then.
No, you're Sweeney right. And you in the military, you should know
No, I understand that if it comes down to me, I have to shoot. But I'm saying if it has come down to me.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Look, I'm gonna tell you this: if the war makes it to,
you know why it doesn't make sense? Sorry, Sweeney, it doesn't make sense that you've taken an oath. You're in the military, and you're saying that you couldn't kill. So why are you in the military for? It doesn't matter. Just because that's. Hang on, Sweeney. This is fantasy. It doesn't matter that this isn't your predominant role. You're in the military. Anything can change at any given time. That's why you do basic training. I grew up in a military family, so I know it as well. So why be in the military if you can't kill?
I would say this because
everybody is useful in their role. Everybody has a role to play.
So this is America does things differently than other countries. We call non-infantry military here. Everybody is military support or direct infantry soldiers. So we call everyone the military here. In other countries, it's the direct fighting force that is known as the military. So there are literally 99% of the military here is not infantry or combat related.
Yeah, it's the same here. But what I'm saying is at any given time, you could still, you don't know, you serve. It doesn't matter if you're not in the combat, if you're not in, if you haven't trained to be in, you have to do basic training just in case that you need to fight on the front line or you need to fight on the battlefield.
Well, I think you're underestimating the preparation it takes to fight on the front line. In fact, if we let people who have not received that training, there will actually be more of a detriment to the unit than a help. Do you understand what it takes to be on the front line?
Yeah. Well, I went through basic training. I did it myself. So yeah, I know.
It does not. Get the hell out of my way and let me shoot the guns. You got me on the satellite fantasy island. You got me on the satellite.
Exactly.
My eyes in the sky.
It doesn't make sense that you'd be in the military and you wouldn't be prepared to kill. We all do all rifle drills, gun drills, stuff like that. And I wasn't on the front line, but
let's try to get back on track, y'all. Let's get back on track. Accountability is not the same as an apology.
All right, let me get in here.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Were you going to get somebody else?
I was going to get Kat in there. Kat, you spoke already?
Let's get Kat in there.
Hey,
Sorry.
sure. I would honestly, when you play the clip, I thought accountability and an apology kind of go hand in hand, and I don't know how a real apology would be conveyed without taking accountability for the actions that required an apology in the first place. So my understanding of an apology would be an actualization of the behavior that caused an adverse reaction, and then acknowledging that that reaction was probably warranted. I think an apology and accountability go hand in hand.
I agree with that, actually, Kat. I do think accountability and apology does go hand in hand, because if you're gonna take yourself accountable for something, you're possibly apologizing for something, maybe hurting somebody or doing something wrong. So I get the whole consequence part, because in your action there is a reaction, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be like a cause and effect. So you did this, so this is happening, or this happened to you, and you got to acknowledge that you are the primary reason why this happened because of your actions and your focus. And then after, of course, it will lead to an apology. But what she did highlight is that she said women feel that only an apology is being accountable, and that is the issue, because if you just
I want to push back against that real quick. I just wanted to push back against that real quick, because I wanted to say, okay, so let's say we go with the premise that an apology, is accountability. So let's say I borrow your car, your Rolls Royce Phantom, and I speed it down the highway. I'm doing donuts. I smash your car up. Whatever the reason, your insurance finds out that I was drinking while driving. They don't want to pay out for it, and I just say, I'm sorry. Have I been accountable for your $300,000 car that I smashed up because I said I'm sorry, and I'm acknowledging why you're upset, and I understand why you're upset, but is that really accountability?
No, and that's why I was saying there's going to be an effect, meaning like you're going to have to pay the cost. Like that's what the consequence part was she was referring to. You have a consequence. Now you're going to have to come out of pocket. You're going to have to make money or raise funds, whatever the case may be. So yes, it all goes hand in hand. It ties all together. I don't feel like if you're going to be saying I'm accountable because of this, if you do something wrong in your job, you're going to say, you know, it was me. You know, I didn't know whatever happened. You might get fired, but you might still apologize. So that's why I was saying I agree with Kat, because you could still get fired from your job, but you're gonna say, you know, I didn't mean that. That was not my intention. You know, my apologies. Like that was totally my fault. You take accountability, acknowledge that it was you. So I do think it goes hand in hand. But like what she was saying, that women feel that only an apology is enough. So you know how some women might be bitter, or a woman might be bitter that she was like, they fired me and I can't believe it. I told them sorry, but listen, you still did that and it was detrimental to the company. So we had to let you go. So that's the consequence you face for your action, but you did apologize. So that's why I said I agree with Kat.
I got a question.
I agree with what you just said as well. I agree with that.
I got a question for the lady. Let's say you have a child. Relationship didn't work out with you and the father. You told your son, hey, I'm sorry it didn't work out. He's not going to be around anymore. That's an apology, right?
Yeah.
What would be accountability?
You not having the man there for your child that needs his moral support.
You'd be talking about the
consequence.
Maybe like if she felt like it was the reason why the home split, then she would explain that, say that she's sorry. That's the apology side of it. But then say the reason why the home broke down, if it was because of her, then take accountability and explain that. That's the accountability side of it.
Yeah, not hiding the truth. You can't hide the truth. You have to say something.
She could be like to her son or her daughter, I'm sorry that, you know, mommy and daddy got to live in separate houses. Like, but the reason it is because mommy doesn't feel right being with dad, or mummy's not been a good woman to dad, or dad hasn't been a good woman, a good man to. Do you understand? Whoever's fault it is, if she wants to take the accountability, she can apologize for the whole situation. But then if she wants to go in depth and explain why the situation occurred, then talk about who was the accountable one. And we're assuming you're saying if it's the woman, then yeah, that's where she.
Okay, so knowing that the child in this situation, now that you got to, you apologize, knowing that the child is going to be worse off moving forward by you raising him alone, you being a custodial parent, is that a way of that showing accountability?
No, but I mean, I'm just putting us in the scenario that it's already happened. And like, I'm not saying that's the best thing to do. Like, everyone break up, but at the end of the day, people break up, don't they? So,
so accountability would actually be putting the kid in the best position for it moving forward after you apologize. So you're like, okay, look, I'm going to hold myself accountable. I'm going to put myself to the side. I'm going to do what's best for this kid.